Okay, this recording is for the lesson in Unit 3 that says Graphs, Functions, and Slope. So first, beware of the vocabulary. You're going to need to know what domain, function, ordered pair, range, slope, and y-intercept are. And then that will also help you to do the problems in this assignment. So let's look at some examples of the types of problems that you will see in this lesson. First one we're going to do, we are going to see a chart of ordered pairs basically, but now we're dealing with function notation. So you may have seen this before, but they had X and Y, and now they have a little bit different where here they have C and F of C. So we have to remember they're going to correspond to X and Y, and so if we were asked to write these in ordered pairs, then the first one would be the point 8, 13. The next one would be 9, 15. So whenever I see F of something, F of C, F of X, G of X, that sort of thing, that is going to be the same as Y. It's just that these follow, when I see F of C, that means it is a function. 10, 21, 11, 28, and 1233. So those are this, in this particular problem, these are the ordered pairs. Next problem, a merchant adds $4 to his cost to determine his selling price. What is the rule? So it says he adds $4 to his cost. So cost, however much it costs him to make his product, plus $4 is his selling price. So this would be his basic rule. So we could create a chart again to look at some more actual just individual pieces. So let's say his cost was $1. If we look at this, we're going to add 4 to that. So 1 plus 4 is 5. If his cost was $2, then 2 plus 4 would be 6. If his cost was $3, then his selling price would be 7, and so on. So that's how that would work, just by looking at this and seeing that whatever his amount is would be adding 4 to it, and that would be how much he sold it for. Now, they talk about function notation in this assignment, so we're seeing a little bit of that already. But basically, when we had an equation that said y equals 2x plus 3, for example, we have to understand what it means to be a function. Now remember, a function means that for every x there's only one y. And so this is just an equation, which is perfectly fine, but we do not know if it's a function or not. And so we would have to run those function tests on it in order to determine that. Whereas we can just write it with new notation, function notation, and so that would just tell us right away that it already passed our function tests. So function notation just changes that y to say f of x equals 2x plus 3. So this right here is just function notation. Again, it means it follows the rules of what it means to be a function. Alright, they can also talk about slope and y-intercept. And so if we were given some sort of linear equation, they might ask you what is the slope and what is the y-intercept. So remember, these are always written as y equals mx plus b, and m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So in this case, I would say that the y-intercept is 9, and 4 would be my slope. They could also give you a graph of a line. And so here's the graph of the line. They give you 2 points that are on the line, and then they ask you what is the y-intercept and what is the equation of this line. So if we look at the y-intercept, remember, to be a y-intercept, it crosses the y-axis. So our y-axis is right here. And so where it crosses is at this point. So our y-intercept is at the point 0, 3. Now when we write our equation, we don't put them in an ordered pair, but we would say that the y-intercept is 3. Now if we look at our equation, y equals mx plus b, then we would know that we would have plus 3 here. Now we just need to find the slope in order to write our equation. So our slope comes from rise over run, or you can do the slope formula. If we look at rise over run, we're looking at from this point to this point, because we're given those definitive points. And so slope is considered rise over run. So we want to know, going from one point to the next, how many we go up and how many we go over. And so in this case, if I count up, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we went up 4 and we went over 1. So our slope is 4 over 1, which is just 4. So now we know that there would be a 4 here. So our equation is y equals 4x plus 3. How else can I determine slope? Well, knowing that I've given 2 points, I can use the slope formula. So slope formula says y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So with that being said, we want to take these 2 points, 0, 3, and 1, 7. It does not matter which numbers you plug in first as your y1 and x1 or as your y2 and x2. But we want to plug those in. So here we could say that this is x1 and y1. And this is x2 and y2. So we would have 7 minus 3 over 1 minus 0. We want to simplify. So 7 minus 3 is 4. 1 minus 0 is 1. but 4 divided by 1 is 4. Notice our slope is exactly the same as when we counted them. Now the difference between the two is that we usually would count them if we have the graph. If we were just given points and saying these are 2 points on a line, then we would tend to use the formula to find the slope rather than having to graph it first and then find the slope. So now that you have come to the end of this recording, you need to call, text, or Skype message me so we can talk about it and I can ask you a couple questions about it and you can get credit for this assignment. Have a great day.